let's just start this, y'all. You know what I mean? We got a death battle. This is about to be one of the peakest anime death battles. And like, I feel like, yeah, since Gojo versus Makima, honestly, we got Mahito versus Shigaraki. You feel me? Both of the emo blue hair and new gen anime, which none of them's new gen anime because JJK came out in like 2018 and My Hero came out 2014. So none of these are new gen manga. JJK's new gen anime, but I mean JJK and My Hero Academia manga ended at like the same time. So like you feel me? If you're nowhere, you're nowhere. But if we're being completely honest, wait. We gotta theorize right now before they explain the battle, because we know this. We actually know. We're gonna watch this whole video, so I'm sorry for the app because I'm very passionate about these two animes. So I actually like this video. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But remember, so we got Shigaraki. It looks like that's the end of Shigaraki, and this is probably end of my Mahito. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Mahito touches Shigaraki, he should be able to transfigure him. I mean, that's just how it works. We're not gonna lie to you. The only reason he couldn't do it to Sukuna, because Sukuna would say he was gonna kill him if he did. So essentially, this is a game of tag. But the real question is, how the hell does Mahito win? Because Shigaraki's quirk has changed to where he can disintegrate. He can throw stuff, and then if it touches you, you get disintegrated. So my vote is Shigaraki, and if he somehow gets nerfed by Mahito, like somehow being able to recurse technique that, which I don't think he would be able to. So I honestly think this is like I think he gets like technique power, like technique diff. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Shigaraki versus Mahito.
The symbol of fear versus...
Yeah, that's Shigaraki. I was gonna say, if it's Shigaraki before the super quirk awakening and he became all for one with his quirk, I would give Mahito it, because he has to actually touch him with all five fingers. He used to have to touch you with the whole hand. Now it's just like he could touch a rock, the rock touches you, throw the rock touches you, you disintegrate like Thanos. Which, exactly, how do you fight that? You turn his powers off. You get my nigga Azawa, and he just stares at you. He out-auras you. He aura diffs you. You feel me? Staring contest, but
versus the human disaster curse.
I don't think they about to do bro like
He's
that.
and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their
might
weapons,
high-key
armor,
just
and
be
skills to find out
Shigaraki
who would
did.
win a death battle. Tenko
Shigaraki
Shimura
got the
was
fit
just
too,
a
though.
sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
But sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet shy boys.
Grandpa was
Ruthlessly
wildin'.
beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed beyond his emotional limits until he activated his inherent superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't
Remember, he didn't watch the Majig yet. The series, both of these series are over. But we're using anime only. Wait, no, we're not. Wait, I don't think does he have that power in anime yet? I didn't watch the anime because I just read the manga. I stopped watching the anime of My Hero like past like season 4, I think. So I didn't see anything past like I think Liberation, La Brava, and I didn't see like the villain who his hate he gets bigger. I didn't see that fight animated. So are we not going off the fact that, you feel me, he got his powers from his grandpa? He actually inserted the quirk, and this was not his man. Because you gotta remember, his like auntie has the quirk of flying. So how did flight mutate into I touch people and you die?
something cool
Remember.
like flight or super strength. In his terror, he accidentally killed his whole family. Well, except for dear old dad. That one was intentional.
Tenko wandered the streets alone, silently begging for someone, anyone, to help him. If only a hero was there to save him. But instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for One, the greatest supervillain in history.
Wait, no, I thought All for One was bro uncle. Oh, is it not? No, I'm tweaking.
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone and everything, and grooming him to one day lead his league of villains in destroying hero society.
With that came a new name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely nightmarish quirk, Decay. It does what it says on the tin. Anything Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust. The perfect power.
Mahito probably gonna win. What these comments saying? Highball Mahito versus Lowball Shigaraki. They gave him the only. So they didn't give him he could touch the whole ground and disintegrate and kill
For
you.
someone who just wants to destroy.
Okay.
Pretty menacing.
Needs
If
5.
Not for that
Nah.
dorky ass costume.
Yeah, I told you.
Hands are his.
Did I not just tell you they was gonna have to load? Like, okay, so. I don't honestly want to even watch this. This is actually now turned into a hate watch because once you have to put all these self-imposed things, this becomes one of those like 6 Swag Kage videos where it's like, how many Viltrumites do we need to defeat Saiyan, Sokka, Goku? And it's like, why are we even arguing this? Like, Viltrumites are like the weakest Superman-like character ever. Like, they do not stand a candle to Superman or Goku. They get power crept out of light. So why are we even comparing these two? It's like, you just have fun shitting on other fan bases. Like, I'm being completely honest. It's like saying Kakashi versus Gojo. You gotta have fun. Because Double Mangekyo, Internal Mangekyo Sharingan, Kakashi no diffs Gojo. Like, he Kamui's him and Infinity's gone. Same way he got cooked by what's it, Majiki? By Sukuna. Like anybody in the War Arc against Kagura no diffs any JJK character. So why are we even talking about it? You feel me? It's just like, it's bullying. It's Hydrogen Bomb versus Coffin Baby.
Thing, but
I guess we can watch this.
Looks so dumb and fake.
I thought we were gonna.
Those aren't prosthetics. Those are real hands from his family.
His family, yeah.
That he killed, attached to his face, and explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Okay.
While his
Azawa.
use of decay started off relatively weak, it rapidly increased in power and range as Shigaraki came into his own.
Decay isn't even limited to whatever he's touching. Anything that touches something he's decaying also decays.
Spreading like an all-consuming
Yeah.
miasma that can wipe out anything from an enormous tower to an entire city.
If decay reaches you, your only hope is to isolate the body part that is disintegrating before it gets to something vital.
After years of training with the greatest supervillain of
Okay,
all
they
time,
give him cool.
Shigaraki was finally put in charge of his own team with one mission. He must kill his master's rival, the #1 hero, All Might.
Only to fall flat on his face.
Shigaraki was a terrible leader, quick-tempered, short-sighted, and, well...
Cringe. Oh, he's just so cringe.
Yeah, he played
uses
League of
gamer
Legends.
lingo unironically. He whines like a baby when things don't
Hold
go
on.
his way. He's the
Gamer lingo is W. Those are W comms. Shout out to my boy Adap. You feel me? Maybe you just don't have that POV. You didn't get that patch yet.
The guy who would say normie in real life in front of normies.
But they say defeat is the greatest teacher of all. Only through struggle could Shigaraki manifest his dark
It's like
conviction.
unironically calling
Right
niggas
as All Might's new
NPCs. That shit
protege,
funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Izuku Midoriya was coming into his own as
Yo.
well.
These two rivals, the inheritors of their master's blood feud, would push themselves past their own
But
limitations.
you know what's funny?
Especially
If
when
Deku
All
wanted
Might and All
to
for
actually
One
merc,
double
bro,
KO'd
it
each
would
other,
happen
leaving
immediately.
Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by
Something
himself.
like
And
Naruto
with the
versus
stakes
Sasuke.
higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally battled the monstrous Gigantomachia for a month and a half straight, and conquered other villain organizations to create the Paranormal
Liberation
Liberation
Army?
Front.
Yep.
Thousands of new soldiers for his personal army.
All
He's
to
going so
impress
good.
All for One's personal quack. Dr. Ujiko, who spent months upgrading Shigaraki's body to make it more like his sensei's. It might have been constant agony, but Shiggy went from Chud to Chad.
Ujiko's experimentation vastly increased Shigaraki's strength, speed, and durability, enough to match and surpass even All Might's absurd power.
Sharing All Might's power between them, Deku and Bakugo were able to punch an island-sized hole in a cloud that reached 2 dozen.
Now, why this is canon? I don't know how this is canon. I don't know. It's Canada. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Miles into the sky. We've
know.
calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of TNT, almost as much as the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs.
And Shigaraki can now move fast enough that his body produces hypersonic shockwaves and can even catch laser beams.
And he's tough enough to survive Star and Stripes Intercontinental Ballistic Cruise Punch. Now the new name for my penis. Move over, gigantic Omega Storm. Anyway, it also made a blast so big it showed up against the curvature of the Earth.
Though he might seem invincible, when Shigaraki's body is pushed hard enough, he will evolve into a state of uncontrollable power.
So Decay became? Oh shit, more hands!
Shigaraki can spontaneously generate flesh into existence, seemingly oceans of it in an instant, whenever he wants. He can even use it as a type of armor to defend himself in close combat.
But that's nothing compared to Ujiko's greatest gift. Shigaraki wanted to be the new All for One, so what better way than the old man's quirk?
All for One's quirk, All for One, allows its user to steal and store quirks with just a touch.
And All for One has hundreds of them stored up, collected over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit, a vestige.
Kinda like a piece of their soul. They exist in this kinda psychic world.
Which means, not even hypothetically, if we were to merge their power systems to make this fight even, Shigaraki would touch Mahito and take his idol transfiguration, literally. Like he could either disintegrate him or just choose to take his powers from him, cause that would be his. Just like how, what's the dude with the you know what I'm saying? Not Ghetto. Oh, what's the brain called? Fuck, you know what I mean. The dude that was inside of Ghetto. It's just like him. You take him out, bro. Like he could just take his powers.
World in
So there's like literally no way Shigaraki loses
as a
this.
spiritual defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blast, radio waves, flight, telekinesis, teleportation of others, and the ability to track foes.
He can even combine multiple quirks together, like in this big-ass electric Kamehameha.
However, any vestige stolen or destroyed will also remove that quirk from Shigaraki's repertoire. They're also sentient, and some can even fight for control.
Which is when the second shoe finally dropped. Because Shigaraki also got All for One's vestige, that means All for One was now in possession of a shiny new body that he'd spent the last 15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's entire existence was planned from the beginning. Why? Because all
This is if Orochimaru actually got to groom Sasuke and took his body. It's cool.
All Might's previous mentor was Nana Shimura, Tenko's grandmother.
Oh, that to mess with All Might. That is some next level hating right there.
He manipulated Shigaraki's entire life, all for one purpose: to create a soul so corrupted it would grind away at All Might's perfect world, allowing All for One to take full control.
But All for One's
He's
possession
wearing some bad
wasn't
PR.
complete,
Crazy
and
word.
Shiggy managed to fight his way back to the top, literally decaying his way through vestiges in the process, all to fight his rival Deku one last time.
This fight was interesting.
Despite Izuku's
I
best
need to
efforts
watch
to
this
save
last
him,
season,
Shigaraki
the
was
final
too
season.
far gone.
I'm gonna watch
His
this.
spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope defeated the new symbol of fear, burying All for One's grudge for good.
Losing
All
his
that
powers.
Shigaraki asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to be, and not the broken,
He said, "I wanna
angry,
be remembered as a
crying little
demon."
boy he really was
He
deep
said, I
inside.
want to be
For
my
just
hero.
that one moment,
Bond.
though, Shiggy got in
My Bond
Deku the
Academia.
only thing he'd been denied his whole life, the one thing his lifelong nihilistic tantrum was really all about. He got a hero who tried to save him. This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
Stonks.
The sphere has been his fellow man.
Like,
But
is this
what
Death
if
Note?
this fear...
Man's great. Ever since Cain slew his brother Abel and wetted his fields with his blood, man's greatest fear has been his fellow man.
But what if this fear took on a life of its own?
What if all that negative emotion humans felt for one another spilled from their bodies and congealed, forming, over time, a living being fueled by malice, which believes in nothing but the law of the jungle?
Well, then you'd have the special grade curse with the patch face, Mahito. Oh, I've had people tell me I've become a human disaster curse when I've had too many mojitos.
Mahito is one of the deadliest
That is
beings
actually
to
funny,
ever
I'm not gonna
afflict
lie to you.
mankind. He's no mere
Bro, 5'11". I mean, he can technically be however tall he want to be, but he's 5'11" when he chooses to be. Interesting. Imagine you could be whatever height and you choose to be specifically 5'11". I could understand 6 foot. 5'11" just is, or maybe the 180 centimeters is better. I don't know, cause that's a solid number. A fan of JJR or JRR Tolkien names means true person lives in a society.
mortal though, but a cursed spirit. Innumerable spirits exist, weaker or stronger depending on the amount of anxieties, jealousies, hatreds, and fears humans feel about them.
Like the fear of locusts, kinda weak. Or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger. Or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it follows that mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful.
bro.
Those negative emotions manifest as Mahito, a being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil ki. Cursed energy can be used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. And it's invisible, making curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes cursed spirits virtually immune to physical damage. They may be physically present in space, but can only be harmed by attacks that embody spirit matter like cursed energy.
Which makes curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghosts, cockroaches, or my ex. That's why you
Shit
need
ninja.
a Jujutsu sorcerer to come in and Kaisen the shit out of them. They call it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Curses and sorcerers have battled each
Hold
other
up.
for millennia.
Hold up, did they just call him? No, it
Need a
doesn't.
Jujutsu sorcerer to come in
Yeah.
and Kaisen the
Jujutsu is
shit out of
sorcery
them. They call it
battle. Yeah, and this is why guys think dubbed is cringe. Because this anime is called Sorcerer Battle. You know how cringe that sounds? Oh, my favorite anime is Sorcerer Battle. Nigga, what? Yeah, that's why y'all call it JJK or Jujutsu Kaisen. Because words are just not cool. Which is why you like subbed over dub. Because you don't like realizing this shit lame.
exorcism, but I like the way I
It's
said
okay
it
to
better.
like lame
Curses
stuff, man.
and
It's
sorcerers have battled each other for millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity.
Or uncool.
Almost exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Mahito was special. You see, most curses are basically dumb animals. But Mahito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by Kenjaku alongside other special grade disaster curses to wreak havoc upon the world.
Kenjaku, yeah.
In fact, they made Mahito their leader.
And even more frightening than intelligence and bloodlust, Mahito possessed philosophy.
Perhaps informed by the tragic meaninglessness of interhuman conflict, Mahito is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Mahito is the wolf.
Which also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters, why not have fun with the slaughter? Really get your
Well,
steps in. He
you're
loves
not
to
wrong.
dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon
Oh my
character
god, bro.
before
They really put
slitting
Junpei
your
in
throat.
that
An
in that
appropriate
goddamn
analogy,
intro for
considering
him
his
to
curse
smoke,
technique,
bro.
Idle transfiguration.
Using his
Never
cursed
get y'all for
energy,
that.
Mahito
Gay,
can
gay.
control anyone's soul with just a touch, including his own. In fact, he's so good at manipulating his own soul that you can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, the soul and the body share an immutable connection. Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
Now remember, soul and body, all that. Now we just said Shigaraki is able to take souls. We heard that, right? Shigaraki is able to take souls. So he can touch Mahito. Also understand, Shigaraki has multiple souls. Because he has multiple quirks. So how many times would Mahito have to touch Shigaraki to then therefore kill him. That's why I'm like, bro, there's no way
This
Shigaraki
lets
loses,
Mahito
bro.
squash, stretch, and shape-shift his
If he
body
has
into
35
literally
forks,
anything he
Mahito
wants.
would
Like
have to
Play-Doh,
literally
he
hit
can
bro
turn his
35
limbs into
times.
blades or clubs, grow wings like a bird or fins
If
like
he
a
has
fish,
70,
reform
he
his
got
body around
72
injuries,
or
or even
71.
create clones.
Curse users are naturally unharmed by their own ability. Should he touch a human, though, his alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul, those physical wounds are gonna be impossible to heal.
Even if his alteration isn't directly fatal, the human body won't last more than a few moments in a transfigured state.
All that with one touch! God, I thought herpes was bad.
His powers mean Mahito treats humans as effectively disposable dolls that he can gleefully experiment
Play-Doh.
on. The more casualties, the better, especially if he gets to break your spirit first and watch you suffer.
Oh my god.
Even more twisted is when he combines two transfigured humans together for soul multiplicity, essentially a giant torrent of body horror flesh that he repels at an opponent. Ugh.
Mahito is unbelievably creative with his application of idol transfiguration,
Yes.
and despite being a newborn curse,
He had a
consistently
duffel
keeps
bag,
experienced
no-
sorcerers
yeah.
on the back foot.
It helps that he's a quick study who's picked up a number of different curse techniques, like the Black Flash.
By applying cursed energy within
That's a
one
critical hit,
microsecond
bro.
of an impact with an enemy, space itself will distort, exponentially amplifying its force by a factor of 2.5.
Not only does this hurt like a mother, it restores your curse technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would require reflexes moving nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. It's no surprise then that Mahito also unlocked the pinnacle of sorcerer techniques, the Domain Expansion.
Oh shit! More hands! A domain is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if you're caught inside, Mahito can use idol transfiguration instantly without even needing to touch you.
It's called the self-embodiment of perfection, the ultimate expression of Mahito's absolute control over his victim's body and soul. The only time it ever failed was against the student sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Because not only was Yuji a barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living things, blah, 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 he also had a curse inside of him,
The king of curses, Sukuna.
which
Big
meant
Sukuna.
Mahito's ability affected both souls in Yuji's body. Sukuna didn't like that. No surprise, and kicked Mahito's ass, forcing Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Yuji's belief in the value of human life flew directly in the face of the world that Mahito knew to be cruel and meaningless. So he made it his mission to crush Yuji's spirit before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally battering him before going in for the kill.
And he's got the strength to do it. Mahito's one of the most powerful curses in the world, and his growth is exponential.
Fellow disaster curse Jogo was able to summon a massive meteor capable of reducing the city of Shibuya to ash.
That'd take an
Or
energy of
Shibuya.
over 800 kilotons of TNT.
And Mahito can take as good as he can give, especially
Oh,
when in the throes
not
of
yet,
struggle
not
against
question
Yuji,
mark.
he evolved,
Yeah.
unlocking a vastly more powerful form, the instant body of distorted killing.
Complete with armored exoskeleton and arm blades. This was a taste of the almighty curse Mahito was growing into.
You wanna know what's funny? 100% Fajin Deku would O-code it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Deku going pow would basically be like the strength of like 15 black fascists at once. Like I'm telling y'all, bro, the JJK
A true
versus
fight
my hero
on all
Pete for
mankind.
Pete.
It wouldn't last. In a
My niggas
bitter
getting
battle
cooked,
of
bro.
resolve, Yuji won out. In a dog-eat-dog world, there was now a bigger wolf.
So he tucked tail and ran away like a bitch. And what do you know? Life suddenly became a whole lot more meaningful the second it looked like it was about to end.
Oh
All
wait,
that
TikTok. That
gleeful
wasn't what you thought it
nihilism,
was.
just a bitter hypocrisy in the end.
For him, maybe. But Mahito found a convert in his archenemy. After a battle that wiped out
I am
thousands of innocent people, Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exorcising this curse.
In a way, that was
Word?
Mahito's final victory, the destruction of another human being's soul. He may not have been around to see it, but the curse Mahito inflicted on the world would bring it to its knees. Hey, do you see that join button? Yeah, that one. That's your ticket to being a
Alright, bro.
death battle champion.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here, coach. Oh, W animation. Oh. Oh Lord, TikTok. Oh my God, TikTok. TikTok. I don't. Can I post it? Right. Nah, yeah, TikTok. We gonna be bad.
I
Nah.
heard of a powerful villain.
That's gonna get
stalking
TikTok
these
banned.
parts.
I don't know why.
My organization is going to tear this putrid world down around us. We could use a freak of your talents.
Little old me. Do I want to be king of the social rejects? How about I bring him your head instead?
Fine by me. Let's call this your audition. Sickum.
No move. I like it. I'm messing with the animation though.
Game over. Did you actually just say that? God, how lame!
Oh, he tried to do that to. Oh my goodness, not that cool. Oh my, Itadori. So many names to remember.
Audition over.
Did I get the part?
There we go. Chicken that we can do.
Decay! What a rush!
One touch is all it takes. Oh, like he ain't touched the ground and disintegrated everything yet. It's crazy. And he didn't touch his soul. How? Oh, the armor. There you go.
All you got?
Come on.
Domain expansion.
Now, how many souls can he take out with his domain
I
expansion?
can read your soul. You're just a scared little boy whose daddy was mean and wants to make it everyone else's problem.
Remember, he has every quirk is a soul. The message. We understand that now. Yeah, all for one.
Hands off my masterpiece.
Yeah, I was like, is this not just gonna work like Sukuna?
You only hate humanity because you were born that way. Totally random. I hate them for a reason. You grow up.
Okay. They understood no diff. Yeah, I told y'all niggas, that shit was a no diff.
What did I say, Wiz? Like a bitch.
With their complex power sets, this match was a puzzle to figure out.
No, it
which is
wasn't.
why we're breaking it down to
It wasn't complex at all. Shigaraki has a quote-unquote infinite amount of quirks he has, and each quirk is a soul, so he would have to kill all the souls before he could actually kill Shigaraki, because either figuration touches souls, and one for all soul would be essentially Sukuna, so it literally just be what just happened in the anime. Like, I don't even understand what was the point. Like, there was no reason to have his death battle. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, it's cool animation, but he does the same thing he's not Izuku, Yuji does. Like, there's no diff. Same outcome. What really should have just happened is he really should just touch bro and he would have just died. Like, it would have been as simple as that. I touch a button. I make it nil. Stand on my money, let my nature kill. Like, alright, buddy. Now, what is these 4
three
minutes?
categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
But first, let's address one thing. Could Shigaraki even see Mahito?
Yes.
He's an invisible curse after all.
Yeah.
Cursed energy and quirks are notably different, and Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see
Well, Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see, and if he wouldn't be able to see, then this shouldn't be a fight in the first place. So let's just say, for hypothetically, in order to make this fight possible, yes, he can see. Or if not, it's kind of just like, what are we talking? That's what I'm saying. It goes right back to hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. Like, what are we talking about? He can see him, cause curse spirit would have to, you'd have to translate, and if it's not an equal playing field, then what's the point? It's like saying Bill Russell versus Giannis, but nobody gets stat modified. We don't get pace adjustments or nothing. It's like, oh yeah, Giannis. What are we talking about? But no, I want to have a 30-minute discussion about this. So we're adjusting paces and we're giving Bill Russell the same amount of no, we're not. So okay, we are. Okay, there we go.
See curse is normal. However, even
But at that point,
regular
it's just a whole
humans
bunch
can
of
spontaneously
hypotheticals.
develop the ability to see curses in life and death scenarios. And with the search quirk,
Exactly.
Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So seeing Mahito wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being able to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
He was faster too, considering he could react to light beams, while
Exactly.
Mahito's Black Flash capped out at nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. Nothing to scoff at, but Shiggy was thousands of times faster. Shigaraki takes stats.
But survivability was a little trickier to figure out.
Yep, in terms of raw durability, Shigaraki was a lot tougher, and his ability to generate new flesh meant that he could heal any wounds he might receive super easy.
However, Mahito is a curse and is immune to the kind of overwhelming physical damage Shigaraki could dish out. Not only that, Mahito's regenerative ability via idle transfiguration meant that he'd come back from anything short of spiritual damage.
Considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
Which presents a
No, he shouldn't be able to, because his literal soul would get disintegrated. His literal soul would get disintegrated. There's no coming back from your atoms being destroyed. You know what happens when you destroy atoms? I think like nuclear fission. What are we? That's what I'm saying. What are we trying to like get super highly technical and be like, well, technically, technically this shouldn't be a fight then at all, right? Technically, we shouldn't have LeBron James against an infant, right? Like in a basketball game, right? Why we have a 25-minute video against LeBron James versus a 1-year-old playing basketball? What are we talking about here? Come on, bro. Lock in.
crucial question. Could Shigaraki even kill a curse like Mahito in the first place?
Yes.
Or would Mahito's unkillability give him the time he needed to eventually put
Yes, he would. He would. That's what I'm saying. If he can't kill him at all, then why is there a death battle? If he can't kill him at all, why is there a death battle? His stats are way too high. Level 1 goon versus level 10,000 boss, like mafia boss. Why are we talking? You feel me?
Shiggy down with idle transfiguration?
It all comes down to their powers.
Shigaraki
no.
had a lot more variety with all of the crazy quirks All For One had collected over all the years, but none that we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean idle transfiguration was a surefire bet either, though.
Of all things, Shigaraki
Because this is like, that's what I'm saying. The argument is like, do we make the skill sets fair? Because this goes back to like the Genjutsu Naruto theory, where it's like, well, nobody can be Naruto characters because Genjutsus. You just get put in the Genjutsu where you die, and if you die in the Genjutsu, you just die. So theoretically, any person who doesn't have omnipotent powers or like a second vestige on some Deku stuff would just die. So like Shigaraki wouldn't die from a Genjutsu because he has like 15 souls. So one of the other souls would just like flick him out, which is why you can't pit Tail Beast and Wasamajigis unless you can suppress both of them. You gotta suppress both, so it becomes a power struggle. So it's like, I don't. Would Itachi just kill Shigaraki? Would he kill Mahito because he stared Mahito and then he get put in immediately in a domain expansion basically? Or would Azawa's powers, since he stops quirks, if he was in Jujutsu Kaisen, it would just be him staring at somebody. His curse technique would be him staring at people, delete curse techniques. That would essentially mean Mahito wouldn't be able to kill him because he wouldn't be able to idle transfiguration. So would Azawa then defeat? That's what I'm saying. So it's like some powers, like if you translate them equally, it's just like it's a no diff. So again, he's cooked. He's cooked. Mahito was cooked from the
Shigaraki's vestiges served as a spiritual shield from the effects of idol transfiguration.
Exactly.
The fact that Mahito could not avoid targeting Sukuna while attacking Yuji meant that he couldn't target specific souls inside a person.
And Shiggy has hundreds of soul-like entities inside of him. Sure, each one down means he loses a quirk, but that's more than enough time to land a single hit with Decay, especially considering how much faster Shiggy is.
And Mahito has no way to defend against Shigaraki's primary quirk. Decay has affected spiritual beings in the past.
Exactly,
Again,
he erased niggas'
vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that damage transferred to the Deku in the real world.
Mahito may be made of spirit energy, but he still has a physical form. In fact, sorcerers that couldn't naturally target the soul were able to fight him on even footing. No reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else.
Giving Shigaraki the third and final edge. It was a unique duel to the death.
So while Mahito has better, the only thing Mahito outbeats Shigaraki in is regeneration. Like he wins by age because you can't really kill disaster curses. You just reset the timer. You feel me? They get reincarnated. They come back 5,000 years. So while he would win that battle, I mean technically Mahito would come back 5,000 years and Shigaraki would be dead from like old age probably. So it's like that's the only thing he really has. The regeneration isn't nearly impossible where you have like I touch you, you gotta chop the body part off. So the only way you can kill me is you touching me. It's essentially they have to hug it out, and whoever outlasts the hug wins. But Shigaraki hug would just disintegrate him immediately. So it's not really. It's just always been an easy diff. It's just always been an easy death battle. It's always been an easy diff. Like I don't.
But Shigaraki's overwhelming might, unstoppable powers, and deadly
Hey,
decay
look, Mahito, regeneration made him nearly impossible to kill. The decay could target his soul and kill him. So his regen, that's what I'm saying. Is his regen? Does the regen being better even matter? If he's just too slow. If the regen can't out regen to death, then the regen doesn't. It doesn't matter that his regen stat is better.
the end for the disaster curse.
Nothing else to say. You really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
The winner is Tomura Shigaraki.
Next time on Death Battle.
What we got? Doom?
Subscribe.
Doom versus Master Chief. Doom Slayer versus Master Chief. Oh, that's booty cheeks. That would be fire. Bakugo versus Rexplode. I'd watch that, even though Bakugo would probably. I think he might cook Rexplode because again, Invincible's universe isn't as strong as you think it is. Whoever suggested Mahito head run deserves a raise. Shiki being told grow up, and his only reply with "you grow up" is so funny because that's basically what a child would say in that situation. Mahito deciding to fight the only people that can hurt him and then getting cooked will never not be funny. Shig still can't hurt the soul even though the vestiges of the soul he only. Pay attention to the black boxes at the end of the summary. They explain how he would win using JJK lore. I thought it doesn't make sense. If they say Shiggy will get his curse energy, he only to see curses, while he can't master curse energy at the same time. He doesn't need curse because his danger sense is hurt. It's never stated that Mahito's soul needs to be damaged with curse energy. It's just that he can't be killed without attacking his soul. To test Mahito, you need curse. See, it would be more of a spiritual attack, this statement. If he could harm him, all he needs to do is let him exhaust himself of his. Shiggy is faster, stronger, and being able to survive most. He fought for days to endure pains a week. He should be able to do that. The only Shiggy can win is if he one shots him. So if he's the. Huh? Alright. MJ, I hope. Ironically, Mahito got defeated the same way. JK, both of them. Lord Shigaraki had the best line, only hate. Okay. High ball Mahito versus low ball. Negative ball Shigaraki. They gave him only light speed despite having calcs of faster than the speed of light versus ranges of multiple platforms. The way he scales above Season 3 Deku with that storm feat, not just relative. Even without the high ball, he can hurt Mahito soul. He's nowhere near MTF. They don't even use that exactly. Oh, if isn't Sukanable. Isn't Sukanable, right? And it really took look you dead in the eyes and will tell you are faster than light. I'm a GK fan, not bigger. So you think I'd be solid to it, right? Even though Shigaraki is bound to win, I'm glad Mahito put up a. The ending was perfect. Don't get me wrong. I like my beat. I'm banking on. Did the way Mahito did. Not gonna lie, I tear my boots just head. Hands up. Forget about who won. Can we talk about the Mortal Code animation? You know, all for one senior man seats. At this rate, just get more to have to. Kind of hard to beat an opponent that counters your physical powers with the ability of theirs to literally decay your soul. Exactly. Mahito touching Vestiges just was not a twist I was expecting. But man, did it blow my mind. Mahito's favorite. These is what could have won is by calling, because in canon he's around a year old, so he could just call. Oh wow. Huh? Feel aura. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm out. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. How do y'all feel about this death battle? Y'all let me know in the comments below. We could duke it out if y'all feel like it wasn't fair. But I feel like it was fair. We're on the road to 100 subscribers on YouTube, 200 followers on Twitch, and 1,100 followers on TikTok. All the links are in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next video. We live every day on Twitch. Links are in the description again. Take care.